Okay, so we adjusted our pattern here so we would have, oh, the wife is home. So we would have a G shape there. Now let's try another one. So let's look at 6 different strings here. We're going to go from 2 to 2 here, and we're going to warp over. This is pattern fitting. Okay, so we're going to bring this over using this top one as a guide, and to bring one over. Now I'm not sure if we grabbed that from the top or where did we get that from. We'll see. We'll put it in the middle and see what we got. Okay, you see we're going to have to put this over this way. Now what do we have? Okay, so we're just starting out here, the last segment here, and the wife's home. So it's going to take a little while to muddle through this. But you can see no matter where we slice it, we end up with 6 strings, and we end up with a shape that all 3 majors are going to take on. Okay, and it appears by inspection that this is going to be a D shape. And if you look at it, here's 5 root 3, here's root 4 6, and here's 2 5 7 for our D shape. So this is now shape fitting, is taking the pattern and making it into a playable. What you do is, let's go back before we warp the pattern. So this pattern isn't that hard. It's the diagram's fairly complicated, but the intervals are easy. Root to 3 is a major third in P4 tuning, because here'd be your perfect 4th. Root to 3, then 3 to 5 is a minor third. Okay, because you go up a perfect 4th and then a perfect 3rd. And then from 5 to root is a perfect 4th. It starts all over again. Root to 3 is a perfect 3rd. You make the adjustment while you're playing. So it's root to 3, a perfect 3rd, 3 to 5, a minor 3rd, perfect 4th straight up. Now, when I want to go to my perfect 3rd here, I have to bring it up 1 fret. So instead of going, I go, okay, and then back to a minor 3rd, regular. Alright, so this is how we make the fretboard. You know, we can try one more. Now I can tell you what the shape is going to be. So that was a D shape. For all 3 of them was a D shape. So the D shape would start 2 for the root, 5 for the 4th, and 6 for the 5th. So 2 for the root would be alright, and then for the 4th would be start on the 5th, so it'd be and then for the 5th it would be start on the 6th, and then back to the regular D shape for the root. Alright, so now we can look at it by inspection. If we want to start on the 3, so we're going to go 3 to 3, we could start to trim this down. We can start to trim this down. So we got 3 to 3 here. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be let's see, it's going to be a G shape, 3 to 4 to 5. It's going to be C shaped right there. So everything's going to be C shaped. So we're going to have 5 root 3, okay, 5 root 3. But here, this is unwarped. That doesn't look like it's my C shape on top. Okay, now I can play it, I can adjust it in my mind. I can adjust it. 5 root 3, 5. Now I want to go straight up. I can't, I have to warp up. And then a regular major third, which is 1 below a major fourth, for that C shape. So we would bring these over to make that C shape there, right? Only the top 2 strings. We'll bring the whole thing over. We don't have to we don't have to, have the whole thing, because this is part of another arpeggio that went up like that, right? So just to make it easier, so we have a little reference here to draw from, at least to get some kind of shape. This is diagram shape fitting. Okay, so what we're looking at here now is C shaped, pretty much, with these arpeggios. 5 root 3, 5 root 3, root 4 6. Remember, root 4 6 is a second inversion fourth. 2 5 7 is a second inversion fifth. Numbers relative to the parent key of whatever that key is. In this case, it's C. So it'd be 2 5 7. 2 5 7, C shape right there. 1 up from D shape. How do we come up with this 7? That 7's obviously part of the Locrian. I mean the Lydian. So we've got root 4 6, root 4 6 there. Now that, believe it or not, you see how it's surrounded by those no plays? That's actually an accidental, because the root is C. So actually, no, that's the B. That's the B. That's the Locrian 7th. That's the Locrian 4th. So it goes. Remember, this is root relative to the root key. We're looking at the Locrian. The 4th of the Locrian, okay, is the 7th of the original key. So that's what that is. No, that's not an accidental. An accidental would be a black note. So that's where that comes from. And although it looks like that lone wolf 7 in the G shape, it probably is in some way. If you look at it that way, I'm sure it is somehow, but it isn't. So these are all 3 shaped the same in the C shape. So there with the C on the bottom, 3, 4, 5. We got our C shape. So in the first position for each of those notes, 3, 4, 5. We got a C shape. All 3 are C shaped arpeggios. So starting, here's your C shape, root. Then starting from the 6th, we got our Lydian 4th. Well, that sounds minor. Let's start on that 6th again. Alright, one more time. We're going to start over here. We've got the 5. We're starting on root, sorry. And that reminds me about minors, and then the same thing for the G.